Hi, everyone. Welcome to the first matchup of the NBA Cup. There is a lot of excitement in this building tonight. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Greg Anthony and Coach Stan Van Gundy. And joining us from the sidelines is David Aldridge. And they're dealing with the injury bug in this one. Couple of names out of action, including a starter.
They've got a few injuries on their bench and also down a starter. A few less options, but hopefully not too big of an impact for the team.
So the opening lineup for the Heat. Walker out there with Mourning. Then there's Wade. And it's Gary Payton. And it's Shaq in at center. And for Detroit, we've got Aguirre. Wallace out there with Mahorn. Then there's Dumars. And it's Thomas in at the point. And a little extra at stake tonight, as this is the first game of the NBA Cup group stage for each of these teams.
And both coaches want to get that first win under their belt. With only 4 games in this stage, the tournament doesn't give you much room for error.
Now, here's Thomas. Pass to Aguirre. And it's Shaq with the rebound. Heat on offense. Wade left side. Stolen by Dumars. To the middle. Here's Wallace. The shot will not fall. Shaq with some nice D. Payton finds Wade. Mourning against Mahorn. And here is Mourning. What a tremendous game he played against Minnesota. 4 on the clock. Miami again turning it over. About 1 minute into the first quarter. Here are the Pistons with the ball. Coming into this having notched a win against the Rockets in their last game.
Really consistent with their aggression. In that game, we saw very few lulls from an intensity standpoint.
Yeah, it was an all-around excellent performance, and one I'm sure they'd like to replicate tonight.
Now, here's Wade. Talking about that win against the Timberwolves, he was definitely a major factor as well. Outside, Walker. Over to the wing. Here's Mourning. Good.
Check out Mourning inside, where he operates with such confidence. This close in, he knows he's got the shot.
Wade against Dumars. To the inside. Mahorn. And Mourning sends it back. On the wing, Payton. Thomas covering. And now the Pistons fast break. Here's Aguirre, drains the jumper to finish the break.
And boy, did they need that one. Their first make in the 5 field goal attempts they've had.
Recent times have certainly been tough in Detroit. Break 14 wins last season, a franchise record low.
And Kevin, if you look, Detroit's last 5 seasons, 23 wins is the most they've had. So their fan base hungry for a winner in the Motor City.
And so it's Detroit with it. After Dwayne Wade's three-pointer that didn't go. Mahorn a screen on Wade. Dumars the pass to Mahorn. Well, the Miami Heat have always been in contention, Stan, for the East, and you've worked in the organization. Why is that?
Well, look, Kevin, I'll admit to a bit of a bias here, but they have a great coach, maybe the best in the league. He's been there since 2008. That consistency and continuity really helps, and this team expects themselves to win no matter what they go through.
And the free throw is good, now leading by 1.
And just a poster child for the role of enforcer. Mahorn knows exactly what he's being paid to do. And boy, does he do it well.
Mahorn hits them both. He stands since 2009. The Pistons have just 2 playoff appearances.
Yeah, that's true, Kevin. And they got swept in both of those playoff appearances. They haven't won a playoff game since 2008. And with all the lottery picks they've made recently, their fans are itching to see some progress.
And again, it's the Heat missing. Pistons have gone just 1 for 5 from the field to start the quarter. Here's Aguirre. Doesn't go for him. Walker with some nice D. And it's Miami's ball inside, and Mourning throws it down.
Yeah, I love the athleticism of Mourning. More so, though, the motor. And you saw it on display there with the alley-oop.
And J.B. Bickerstaff is called a timeout. He's ready to talk things through with the team. Now let's take a look at the teams that have been holding their opponents to the fewest points in the last 10 games. The Heat in second.
Well, their defense over the last 10 games has been exceptional. They're really getting after it and communicating well on that end of the floor.
And we're approaching about 3.5 minutes played in the first quarter. They set the screen. Pass to Thomas. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. A moment now to check out some numbers for him.
And you can see the surge in his level of confidence lately just by looking at that true shooting percentage. It's been moving straight up in the past 5 games. I think he's feeling it.
Payton outside. Pass to Shaq. To the paint. Here's Mourning. Rebound by the Pistons.
Well, the defense was right where they needed to be to stop the layup. Great awareness and effort.
Thomas deciding where to go with it. Mahorn against Mourning. 5 on the clock. Here's Wallace. And it's sent back by O'Neal.
And the aggressiveness on display here from O'Neal. Terrific at turning shots away with that size and length.
And that rejection had some mustard on it. Huge, huge play.
And an early swat like that can really set the tone. Now the shooters will be feeling his presence.
Well, it was Miami winning their last game against the Timberwolves.
And really showed their depth when they needed it most. On the road, having to manufacture points.
And those are the games you need as a squad. Proving to yourself you can go win in a hostile environment.
Now, here's Wade. Scoreless thus far.
Well, I'm surprised that didn't fall for him. We know that's a shot he can hit, and there wasn't much resistance either.
Dumars against Wade. Back to Thomas. The tray. And Shaq pulls it down. O'Neal's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Wade against Dumars. Payton outside. Fades. Not enough on that one as it misses.
He is really scuffling this quarter offensively. Perhaps a little frustration setting in.
And the jam by Wallace.
Just a smooth, clever playmaker. Isaiah keeping his teammates involved here.
And so it's Wade. He'll bring it up for the Miami Heat. Pass to Mourning. And the rejection by Wallace.
And this is why Wallace is an elite-level defender, has a great sense of timing for when to rise up and contest shots.
The Pistons leading. Now here's Thomas. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Houston.
Yeah, but it wasn't just the scoring. He had a bunch of assists, too, affecting the offense in so many ways.
Count that one.
A great finish off contact. Wallace flexing on these guys.
The Heat trail by 4. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
And we'll have a timeout called by Eric Spoelstra. He's going to have a discussion here on the sideline.
If you see yourself on the big screen, then you know what to do. Come on, show us your move. You gotta dance right, or everybody's there. Let's see what you got.
And the Pistons making a change here. Williamson's checked in. And then for Miami, Udonis Haslem is checked in for Shaq. Posey comes in for Walker. And it's Williams and for Payton. Williams with the ball. He puts up decent numbers on a nightly basis, averaging about 10 points a game. Mourning a screen on Aguirre. Here's Posey. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. How many games do you need to play, Greg, before you know who you are as a team?
I think you basically know already your identity, the pace you want to play at, obviously the development of the younger guys, and your chemistry is always ongoing.
First free throw is good.
Known as a defensive specialist, Posey is also a capable scorer when given the opportunity.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. So, Stan, you can talk about this. We always hear about Heat culture, the Miami franchise, from top to bottom. Everybody is all in. and focused in one direction, aren't they?
Yeah, Kevin, I think that is the greatest strength the Heat have had as an organization is they are all on the same page. And I think they've done it in large part is they have great continuity. If you just look up and down their staff, guys have been there forever. And that allows them to have a very consistent culture.
And teams have tried to copy that, and it's been very hard, hasn't it?
Well, it's been hard because the part they leave out is the consistency part. You can't build that kind of culture when you're making changes with your coaching staff and your front office every 2 to 3 years.
And so Thomas will bring it up for the Detroit Pistons. They went to Miami for their last meeting with the Heat and came out with a win.
In the last meeting of these two teams, they were really sharp defensively, disrupting the flow of their offense and causing a ton of turnovers.
Yeah, guys, I watched the film of that one, and they had great activity defensively. They need that again tonight.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
He misses the free throw. And Dwayne Wade is the first Heat player to be honored with a statue. And, Greg, that's pretty significant for a very successful franchise.
And, Kevin, well-deserved, right? D-Wade, the best player in franchise history. He helped bring 3 championships to the city, plus he's already got a street named after him.
He hits the second from the line.
And without a doubt, one of the greatest small men we've ever seen. Zeke possesses the skill and determination to just take over a game at any point.
Now here is Haslam. Still yet to score. Here's Larson. And it's all evened up.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
The Pistons shooting 36% in this first quarter, trying to get their bearings. Outside Dumars. On the wing, Wallace. Pass to Mahorn. Back to Aguirre. Shot clock at 6. Here's Dumars. Again, the miss by the Pistons. The Heat have gone 4 of 10 shooting the ball here in the first quarter. It's deflected. Now, here is Aguirre. Posey covering. Aguirre kicks to Dumars. Nice ball movement by Detroit. It's Dumars on the wing. And it's Haslam with the rebound.
And that's one he wants back, just wide open, but not able to connect that time.
Haslam a screen on Thomas. And that won't go, missing the go-ahead bucket. It's Thomas on the wing. Good, and it's Dumars picking up the assist. Dumars got his 3rd assist on the night. Miami's on 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. And we'll have a timeout called by Eric Spoelstra. He wants to make some adjustments to the game plan, clearly. the Pistons, an entirely new group now out there. Here's the 2K leaderboard with last season's best free throw shooting teams. The Heat in 5th.
Well, as a coach, it's a relief knowing free throws are almost automatic for your guys.
Outside Williams. Pass to Posey. Just 5 to shoot. Puts it up from 7. And off the glass. That one's good. Posey's got the game tied up here for the Heat. Now Johnson. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. Outside Billups. It's good with the assist that time from Johnson. And the Pistons lead by 2.
And Billups is a shoot-first point guard, someone ready and willing to let that one fly.
Miami's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Posey up top. He's guarded by Billups. Posey passes to Doliak. Second shot opportunity, and he hits the jump shot.
And just using the natural advantage he has, he can see over the top of the defense.
Yeah, there's not much else the defender can do there.
Now here's Johnson. He has yet to score. Outside Billups. Tries the spin move. Impressive spin move, too.
Continuously working in close. Billups earning that bucket.
Here's Williams, trailing by 2. Pass to Larson. Back to Williams. Hasselma screen. Williams can't get it to go. The Pistons have gotten 7 of their first 16 field goal attempts to go down here in the first.
Oh, and this is a crafty move by Billups, making sure he's in the act while being fouled.
And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. Scoring breakdown for Detroit.
Well, you know, the analytics guys would tell you a team shouldn't be taking this many mid-range shots, but clearly they're shooting them with confidence.
And another thing, guys, they've been very active tonight, frequently creating scoring opportunities off turnovers.
Free throw good, Billups. Stan, for 4 seasons, you were the head coach of the Detroit Pistons, and we were just talking the other day, what a great sports city Detroit is.
Oh, I absolutely loved my time in Detroit. I've still got 2 kids who live in the area, and great sports fans. Hardworking people that really value hardworking teams, and if you are one, they will be behind you all the way.
Now here's Williams. Pass to Doliak. Here's Larson. Shot clock at 5. Here's Posey. Makes no mistake on the open jump shot. Posey's got 6.
Now, that's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
Yeah, it's certainly worth it to disrupt the offense. Coaches notice that extra effort.
Now here's Johnson. Still without a basket. Outside Billups. That one falls coming off Johnson's feet.
Well, you love the unselfishness. Makes the next pass and enables his team to capitalize on the possession.
There's 37 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Bounce pass from Williams. Here's Larson. Pass to Haslam. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Posey. Off target from outside. Now here's Johnson. Tight defense on him. Can't cash in from close range. And that does it for the first quarter. It's Detroit. They lead by 4. And we'll get things started in the second quarter when we return. And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far, halfway through the first half in this one. And guys, looking at what you've seen so far from the Pistons, what do you think?
You could see they were well prepared defensively coming into this one.
KYP, know your personnel. So far, good attention to the scouting report.
The Heat trail by 4. Mahorn is out there with Wallace. Then there's Aguirre. Then there's Chauncey Billups. And it's Williams at the 1 spot. They're the group Detroit will start the second with. O'Neal high post with his first shot attempt. Rebounded by the Pistons. Next up for them, the Bucks in Milwaukee. It's game 1 of a 3-game road trip. Williams scanning the floor. Back to Aguirre. At the top of the key, Wallace. 5 to shoot. Wallace with a screen for Williams. Shoots over Johnson. And good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim. Williams has got the lead up to 6 now for Detroit. And the Heat shooting just 35%. They've got to get better looks. Pass to Stephens. Morning a screen on Williams. Here's Stephens. He's guarded by Williams. Morning can't make it work. Pistons leading by 6. Outside Williams. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. That's on Shaq. Stan, we have so many great players in this NBA. I mean, every night, from top to bottom, each roster, there are so many great players. But in your opinion, who is the toughest to game plan against?
Wow, that is a tough question because there's so many of them where there's no good answers. You know, let's take Jokic, for example. If you play him one-on-one, he's going to score virtually every time. If you come in, double-team him, send the second defender, he's going to make the right pass all the time. There's no way to absolutely stop him. You just do the best you can to limit their team.
The great ones always have answers, don't they, Stan?
If they didn't, Kevin, they wouldn't be the great ones.
That's right. Here's what Detroit's going with right now. Sally, he's checked in for Wallace. Williamson comes in for Mahorn. Richard Hamilton's checked in for Aguirre. And Isaiah Thomas is subbed in for Chauncey Billups.
I'm sure they don't want to send him to the line. That has to be in their scouting report.
And here is Morning. He's certainly been a consistent piece of their offense, averaging about 14.5 points a game. Pass to O'Neal. Miami needs to get a shot off. Pulls it up. Again, the miss by the Heat. And it's Williams with the ball for Detroit. They lead by 8. That's the biggest of the game. And here is Thomas. Here's Sally. Nothing on the board. No good from Hamilton. Thomas against Anderson. Pass to Stephens. Launches a 3. They get it back. Morning. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
And with his power and size, Morning can be a headache to defend. Point proven there with him drawing the foul.
Alonzo Mourning, 2 shots.
No good on the free throw. And Greg, for longtime Pistons fans, that Bad Boys era was so special.
I mean, Detroit's a tough, hard-working town, and those teams did have great talent led by Isaiah Thomas. but it was their physical, intimidating style of play that made them the bad boys.
Looking at who's out there now for the Pistons. Wallace is checked in for Sally. Mahorn comes in for Williamson. Aguirre is checked in for Richard Hamilton. And it's Dumars in for Williams.
And you gotta love the fire that Mourning plays with. His passion for the game is so special.
Pass to Mahorn. Now Wallace. The Pistons working the ball around now. Thomas down low. Wade is covering. And the basket by Thomas. Thomas got the lead up to 10 now for the Pistons.
And though Thomas is great from the perimeter, he has a toughness and a willingness to go in amongst the trees and kind of mix it up.
And timeout is called by Eric Spoelstra. He wants to check in with his team and regroup. Let's take this opportunity to show you the teams that have been the best three-point shooting squads over the last 10 games. In the third spot, the Pistons.
Well, this has been a hot three-point shooting team, and it starts with their passing, moving the ball to get quality looks.
Here is Shaq. He had 16 points in the win against the Timberwolves in Minneapolis. Pass to Wade. Shoots over Dumars. Again, the miss by the Heat.
Well, he wants to shoot his way out of this cold spell, but the struggles continue.
Yeah, I get it, but you don't want him forcing things. It's better to get your shots within the flow of the offense.
And it's out of bounds. The Heat will take it the other way. Udonis Haslem. He's checked in for Miami. The Heat trail by 10. Wade outside. And Haslem kicks to Posey. Another miss, and they've really hit a rough patch here. For Detroit, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field here to open the second quarter. Aguirre passes to Thomas. And there's the whistle, 3-second violation. And here's the upcoming schedule now for the Miami Heat. On Friday, they'll go up against the Pacers in Indiana.
And looking at the Philadelphia matchup, it's the second game of a back-to-back, and you know they're going to be feeling the effects of it. Playing that much basketball in that short amount of time really takes a toll.
Now here's Williams. And it's Wade with the jam.
And hard to decide which was better, the pass, the catch, or the slam.
Oh, there's no wrong answer. Sensational alley-oop. Pistons leading by 8. Pass to Dumars. That's good. It's Thomas picking up the assist.
Yeah, and their shooting really starting to pick up here in the second.
Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Mourning with the screen. Williams kicks to Wade. 6 to shoot. Posey passes to Mourning. Over Wallace. Mourning can't make it work. The Pistons have gone 3 of 4 from the floor here in the second quarter. Always going up for the alley-oop here, and the dunk by Wallace.
Oh, phenomenal alley-oop slam there.
They are taking advantage of a team that looks lost out there. And so it's Wade. He'll bring it up for the Heat. A 12-point game. Next game, they'll take on the Pacers in Indianapolis at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. And that will be the 5th game of this 6-game road trip.
Well, he just doesn't have it right now. It's as simple as that. And his team is struggling as a result.
It's good. Flyers got the lead up to 14 now for the Pistons.
And if you look at this first half, overall, they've just had the better shot selection.
Yeah, they've done a better job executing offensively, moving the ball and creating high-percentage looks.
Here's Williams after the basket by Detroit. Wade for 3. And again, it's the Heat missing.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Dwyer, no good.
He's got to be disappointed with himself on that one. He has got to knock those down.
A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
Hey, Kevin. The NBA has split its draft into 2 days. The league's executive VP and head of operations, Joe Dumars, says rosters have expanded and we're seeing a larger influx in talent, a lot of times from the second round. This format will do justice to those slept-on players. Kevin?
Well, good stuff, D.A. Some Hall of Famers from that second round, for sure. The Heat trail by 14. Posey with it. Wade outside. Over Thomas. Another miss by Wade.
He just doesn't look like himself this quarter. Something's missing.
Yeah, and sometimes guys just start pressing. The best thing for him is to just slow it down and concentrate on solid shot selection.
Now, here's Dumars. After Dwayne Wade's miss, the Pistons need to get off a shot here. Pushing it up. Here's Posey. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Williams. Posey's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
And his competitiveness showing through. That's an aggressive finish.
Yeah, and getting out in transition allows for some easy points before that defense is fully set.
And J.B. Bickerstaff has called a timeout. He wants to talk to his guys. And Eric Spoelstra, the head coach of the Miami Heat, receiving a record 8-year, $120 million extension. Greg, that's some big dough.
Is it ever? It remains coaching for the only NBA franchise he's ever worked for. Already one of the most tenured head coaches in the association, and that figures to continue for a while.
Williamson is checked in from a horn. And Miami also making a switch. Walker's checked in. Williamson against Walker. Thomas kicks to Williamson. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. There has been, Coach, a lot of talk about how players today are better than ever before. Do you agree with that?
Well, absolutely. Isn't that the way evolution works?
Right.
Kevin, they're bigger, stronger, faster, but everyone builds on the players who came before them, and the guys today would not be where they are without the guys before who laid the foundation for it.
No wasted trips at all. They're taking care of business at the line.
He's perfect from the line this time. And so it's Wade. He'll bring it up for the Heat. They trail by 14. Walker looking for an opening. Takes a three. Sinks the triple. Walker's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
Flashing that long-distance shooting ability. The D must get out there on Walker at the three-point line.
Now, here is Aguirre. A 26-point game for him in the win against Houston. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And it's Miami with the rebound. Lobbed up there for Wade. And it's Wade with the jam.
And the power of Dwayne Wade on display. Rare for a two-guard.
Here's Dumars, coming in off a 10-point game, his last outing. Williamson, the screen. Clock at 4. And Williamson throws it down.
Not the kind of aggressive defense they need to cut into the lead.
Yeah, you have to protect the rim, Greg, a little better.
Yeah, I'd consider calling timeout right away after that one. The defense has to be better there.
Pass to Posey. Back to Williams. Outside, Walker. Three-pointer. Rebound by the Pistons. Wallace has got rebound number 10 tonight with that last one. Elbow shot. And it comes off the front of the rim. The Heat trail by 11. Now here's Williams. Outside, Walker. Pass to Wade. Outside, Williams. The three. Nice D from Dumars. Pistons leading by 11. Back to Thomas. Lets it go. Here's Williamson. And he converts the layup. Williamson's got 6 points in the quarter.
And boy, he can see blood in the water attacking a somewhat helpless team right now.
Well, you love the dedication. This is how you have to play. Don't let up just because you're out front.
Never a bad idea to run the old pick play.
You're right. And if it produces a slam like that, we'll probably see more of them.
Yeah, defensive breakdown there. Gotta communicate and switch that screen.
And J.B. Bickerstaff has called a timeout. He wants to regroup and go over the strategy.
Get up, get up, get up, and start making some noise. Here they come. Yo, Pistons dancing.
A different look here for Detroit. Hamilton's checked in for Aguirre. Johnson comes in for Joe Dumars. And it's Williams in for Thomas. And a new group getting ready for Miami. Here's Johnson. No scoring in this one. Williams finds Wallace. Back to Williams. Hamilton against Wright. Clock at 6. The 19-foot shot. And he gets that one to go off the front iron. And the Pistons lead by 13.
And this is really what Hamilton does so well. A premier mid-range scorer who just finds ways to create space for that shot.
Now here's Walker. 5 points in the game.
Oh, my. He's rising up and bringing the wood on that one. Could be just what they need to pick up their energy.
Oh, Greg, it definitely got the guys on the bench on their feet. I'll say that. On our AT&T 5G Slam Cam, you just saw an explosive highlight. Williamson outside. Wallace dishes to Williams. Hamilton left side. Pass to Wallace. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
And the bruising nature of Wallace's game, terrific at just seeking out contact.
And he's got his first free throw of the game.
Not the best statistic for him in terms of his performance at the line. Very low numbers.
Shooting 2.
He's off on the first.
You have to admire the physical nature of Wallace's game. On both ends, he puts the power in forward.
Chauncey Billups is checked in for Detroit. Shaq's checked in for Miami. Johnson comes in for Walker. He doesn't get the second one. The Heat trail by 11. And Wright kicks to Shaq. Wright, the pass to O'Neal. Payton outside. The 3. And it's Williamson with the rebound. Detroit leading by 11. Billups goes in. Pass to Williamson. Back to Billups. Floats it up for Williamson. An emphatic alley-oop jam.
Oh, phenomenal alley-oop slam there.
They are taking advantage of a team that looks lost out there. 41 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Here's Larson. Launches it. That's in. He's got 2 made now, and he's shooting 2 for 3.
Sometimes trailing in the game, players get sucked into trying to make that home run play.
And they call an illegal screen here.
And not the most common call you'll see in the NBA, but hard to argue that pick wasn't illegal.
Yeah, and that's maybe something that should be called more. We see a lot of moving screens in today's NBA.
The Heat trail by 10. Here's Steffens. Pass to Wright. On the wing, Johnson. Back to Wright. Here's Stevens. No good on the last second attempt there. And so we conclude the first half. Pistons lead by 10. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Coach, what has to happen differently on defense in the second half?
Well, a little bit more activity. And we just have to be committed to what we do. Our identity to be aggressive, but more consistent with it.
Spo, thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter. See you in just a bit.
Hello and welcome. First up, folks, let's take a moment to see how things are shaking down in the Rookie of the Year race.
The young guys are playing well, but it's a long season. There's something called the rookie wall.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see which players hit that wall and which ones knock it over. And looking now at that first half, anything that could have gone wrong did go wrong for the Heat.
Well, they obviously love the three-point shot, but tonight it does not love them back.
You know what, Kenny? When you love something and it doesn't love you back, time to move on.
Hold on, let me write that down. And that'll do it for halftime. We send you back to Kevin Harlan, who has the second half call.
We played through the first half. Plenty of basketball, though, left in this one. Chauncey Billups with a strong contribution so far in this one.
Well, we'll find out if they were able to find an answer for him over the break. He was scoring with ease in that first half.
Yeah, I'd love to see what they drew up in the locker room, because you're right. He's the problem right now.
And here's Payton. He'll bring it up for the Miami Heat. It's a 10-point game. Here's who Eric Spoelstra is starting the second half with. Warning is out there with Walker. Then it's Gary Payton. Then it's O'Neal. And it's Wade in at the 2 spot. Now here's Wade. Here's Shaq. He gets it to fall. That makes it just a single-digit lead. Shaq's got his first basket.
The strength of O'Neal is otherworldly.
Pass to Wallace. It's Thomas on the wing. Aguirre with it. Defended by Payton. Payton on the double team. Here is Mahorn. Outside Dumars. Off target with his 3. The Heat trail by 8. Outside Walker. Pass to Payton. Now here's Wade. And with a little over a minute gone, the second half is underway. And he banks in the layup.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
And the call is going to be, yes, it is, an illegal screen.
Beyond the leaning, you could see his feet more set on that screen. Easy call.
Look, you can get away with a lot in terms of screens today, but you can't make it that obvious.
The Heat have gone 2 of 4 here to start the second half. Pass to Morning. Dan, I've always admired you. Come from a coaching family. Was there a point growing up you knew you wanted to be a coach?
Yeah, I loved being around the game. And so 2 things happened that drove me into coaching. Number 1, I loved baseball and I couldn't hit one. So that was out. And I wasn't a good enough basketball player to go on that way. So if I wanted to stay involved in the game, that's when I knew I wanted to be a coach.
But your dad had a little bit of that in his background. I say in a little kind of tongue-in-cheek, right? He was a guy that led the way in your interest there.
Yeah, my dad coached for over 40 years, and I think he had a great passion for it and always used to tell us that he never actually felt like he worked a day in his life. He loved it so much.
Following in his footsteps. Terrific story. And both free throws good for Morning. And we're just about a minute and a half into the third quarter of basketball. Pass to Aguirre. Shoots over Walker. Here's Mahorn. The shot comes out.
Oh, this is exactly the kind of opportunity you don't want to waste.
Wade finds Payton. Shoots the 3. The offensive rebound. Morning. A putback.
And hustle like that is why he leads his team in rebounds tonight.
Double digits for him on the glass. He's getting it done.
Outside for Thomas. Mahorn, the pass to Aguirre. Outside Dumars. A three from Thomas. Miami grabs the miss. Mourning's got double-digit rebounds now in the game.
Well, I'm sure this wasn't what they planned coming out of the locker room. They need to calm down and regroup.
Now, here is Mourning. He has 6. Shaq with a screen on Aguirre. Shot's good by Walker.
Well, and it took a terrific effort at both ends to sustain this run.
Yeah, it's normally the defense that fuels a comeback, but let's see how much they have left in the tank.
Payton against Thomas. Over to the left wing. Mahorn kicks to Dumars. To end the drought. It's hauled in by the Heat.
Ouch. 5 shots without a make. That's a really ragged start coming out of halftime.
Pass to O'Neal. Mahorn against Mourning. The shot's good on the assist by Walker. Mourning's got 8.
And his presence as a scorer, it just has a calming effect for the rest of the team. He's a fallback option whenever they need one.
Now, here's Dumars. He's definitely a factor in their offense, averaging 12 points a game. And J.B. Bickerstaff is called a timeout. Wants to talk some things over, might be seeing some things to adjust.
Our friends, it stands and get ready to dance like everybody's watching. Nice clap is over. You're on the big screen. Oh, we have a dancer.
Just over 3.5 minutes through the third quarter of play now. Pass to Aguirre. Lays it up and banks it in. Aguirre's got 8 points.
And with that one, it ends an 11-0 run by the Heat.
Now Wade. He's got 6. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
Oh, so tough for defenders to guard D-Wade. He can hurt you in so many different ways.
For Miami, they have gone 4 of 6 so far from the line, missing a couple.
Wade, 2 shots.
Shooting 2.
That free throw good from Wade.
Oh, one of the most dynamic guards in the game. Wade can do it all on offense and is also a terrific shot blocker at that position.
Here's what Miami's going with right now. Haslam, he's checked in for O'Neal. Posey comes in for Walker. And it's Williams and for Payton. Good on both. So it's the Pistons now. Outside Thomas. Right side Dumars. Over Posey. And Joe Dumars the bucket on the assist from Thomas. Thomas got 4 assists in the game.
We're finding the weakness in the defense. That's the court savvy of Thomas at work.
And here are the Heat now. They're on a 13-4 run. To the right side. Haslam, the pass to Mourning. Over Wallace. Mourning's shot is good. Mourning's got 6 points in the quarter. This game has a lot of character here in the third period. 6 changes of the lead here.
Intensity is the theme for this one.
Now, here's Thomas. He has 5. Pass to Mahorn. Down low. That one, no good. Wade with the defensive effort.
Another miss. He is struggling for the quarter.
Count that bucket. And now it's a 3-point Miami lead.
And you gotta love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of a grinded-out game.
Detroit's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Thomas passes to Wallace. Now, here is Aguirre. Posey covering. Back to Wallace. And the dunk by Wallace.
And some hang time on the rim. Puts a little cherry on the top of that slam.
Well, those kind of displays of strength can get one team rolling. And here's Williams now. He'll bring it up for the Heat. Their defense has only allowed 6 points in the second half. Now, here's Wade. He's got 8. Here's Mourning. And it's Miami with another.
Well, something changed for him at halftime. He's been more solid on the offensive end.
And here is Thomas. Pass to Aguirre. Here is Mahorn. Now Dumars. Wade is covering. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Wallace. And Wallace slams it in. And he's now got the double-double. 10 points and 11 rebounds.
And just an excellent setup. Joe Dumars just plays with such poise and intelligence. The quintessential combo guard.
And we'll have a timeout called by Eric Spoelstra. He's made the decision. He wants to huddle up with his guys. Teams changing it up here. Haslam with it. And looking at his production, he averages a little more than 7 points a game. Pass to Posey, beyond the arc. Aguirre grabs the miss. Aguirre's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Johnson outside. From 6 away. Aguirre no good.
The defense does just enough to alter that shot.
Here's the lob to the hoop, and the shot goes down. Haslam's got the lead up to 3 now for Miami.
And their defense has taken a turn for the worse here in the second half, allowing way too many easy looks.
Detroit has gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Williamson, the screen. Long passes to Johnson. And it's Haslam with the rebound. For Miami, they've gone 8 of 14 on their shot attempts here in the third. Some pretty nice work. Back to Williams. Rebound by the Pistons. Wallace has got 12 rebounds here tonight. Big time effort. Johnson surveying the floor. Wallace the screen. Johnson with the bounce pass. Here's Williamson. That's in there. Johnson with the assist. Johnson's got 3 assists in the game. Williams kicks to Haslam. Here's Larson. He's got 6. Haslam a screen for 3. Williams gets the three-pointer to fall. Williams has got his second basket of the night.
Now that's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
Yeah, it's certainly worth it to disrupt the offense. Coaches notice that extra effort.
Now here's Wallace. 10 points for him. Johnson outside. 5 to shoot. Mr. Williamson. And it's Miami with the rebound. Now Posey. 8 points for him. Outside Williams. Haslam a screen. Fires from deep. Again the miss by Williams.
Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical.
Johnson dishes to Wallace. Now here is Aguirre. Posey covering. Aguirre no good.
I'm a fan of anybody who defends that way. I mean, they weren't about to open the door and just allow him to cruise in for a layup.
Nice shot by Posey.
And in the first half, it was a struggle offensively, shooting a very low percentage, but it hasn't prevented them from grabbing the lead, and now they're shooting it much better here in the second.
Pistons trail by 6. Johnson outside. Pass to Aguirre. Over Posey, and the shot goes in from Aguirre. Aguirre's got 4 points this quarter.
Yeah, that fadeaway gave him more than enough space to get that shot off.
Williams passes to Haslam. Here's Larson. 6 points for him. Williams from outside buries the long-range jumper. Williams has got 8 points.
And Kevin, after being unable to find the net in the first half, they sure seem to be a different team here in the second.
1:49 left in the third quarter. Johnson outside. Rebound by Williams. The Heat leading by 7. To the middle. Here's Dolian. Boom! He jams it straight down.
Ever since halftime, they've played precision basketball on the offensive end.
Well, the coaching staff made some adjustments for the second half, and they've come out with focus and execution.
So it's the Pistons now after the Heat pick up 2. And there's Johnson. That's good on the assist by Williamson.
Wow, what a pass there. He made that a very easy basket with that setup.
And here's Williams now. He'll bring it up for the Heat. Pass to Posey. 51 seconds left to play here in the third. Now Haslam. And here is Posey. 10 points for him. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark.
This shot's it's not there right now. With this team leading, perhaps, let's focus on some other areas of the game.
Wallace kicks to Williamson. Out to the right wing. Here's Aguirre. And it's Haslam with the rebound. Haslam's got his 5th rebound in this one. Driving the lane, Larson. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
For Miami, they have gone 6 of 8 from the free throw line tonight.
Shoot 2.
That free throw missing. The Heat making a switch here. And he's good on the second.
Definitely got to use the clock here and get the last shot.
Yeah, but if you get an open look, you got to think about taking it no matter how much time is left on the clock.
Here's Williams. And some nice defense there to end the quarter. And we've watched 3 so far in this one. It's the Heat. They're up by 8. And after a quick break, we're going to come right back with the start of the 4th quarter. How about a look at today's State Farm assist of the game?
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
Yeah, that's high-level playmaking. He makes it look easy, but it's not.
And this is it. Glad to have you along for this 4th and final quarter. Joe Dumars is out there with Thomas. Then there's Mahorn. Then there's Richard Hamilton. And it's Wallace in at the 5 down low. That's the group for Detroit right now. And it's sent back by O'Neal. Now here's Williams. Pass to Wade. Stolen by Dumars. Here is Mahorn. Wallace with the ball. Wallace drawing the double team. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Dumars. Good D by Wade.
Well, his shot selection's been poor. If I were coaching this team, he'd be sitting next to me.
Williams dishes to Walker. Good ball movement here by Miami. No good on the triple. Pistons trail by 8. To the inside. A nice shot by Mahorn.
And you don't want to allow too many of those short ones with the game right now in the balance.
The Heat shooting a mediocre 41% in this one. Walker is screen on Dumars. Wade passes to Williams. Oh, and there's the alley-oop and the dunk by Mourning.
Oh, phenomenal alley-oop slam there.
They are taking advantage of a team that looks lost out there. Detroit with the ball. A great 4th quarter, just giving up 2 points. Pass to Thomas. Back to Dumars. Thomas, a screen on Wade. Here's Dumars. Rebound by the Heat.
Thin margin of error right there. You have to work for a better shot.
Here's Wade. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It's going to be on Joe Dumars.
First team foul. At the line, the Heat, Wade. Wade, 2 shots.
Shooting 2.
That free throw good from Wade. Aguaya's checked in for Detroit. Udonis Haslem, he's checked in for Miami. Both good from the line that time.
Well, we're seeing a different version of him in this half, taking a more direct approach. He didn't have a single free throw in the first half.
Now, here's Thomas. Just a little under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the fourth. Dumars misses.
Might be time for a little different approach. His shot hasn't been falling here in the second half.
Pistons trail by 10. Outside Thomas. Wallace with a screen for Thomas. Inside. That's good from Wallace on the assist by Thomas. Thomas got 5 assists tonight.
And as one of the strongest guys in the league, that's where Wallace wants to operate, down in the paint.
Williams passes to Wade. With the teardrop. Nice D from Dumars.
Frozen. Guys just ice cold, unable to contribute offensively.
And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. Trying to break that ice-cold streak. The rebound by Alonzo Mourning. Mourning's got 14 rebounds for him tonight. Wow.
Oh, slick with the rock. Wade making moves.
Thomas with it. Well, Greg, they're making a valiant effort to come all the way back. Wow.
And they need to take care of the basketball. Plenty of time. No need to force anything.
Shot from 16. Aguirre kicks to Wallace. Outside Thomas. From past the arc. Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
Well, maybe not the shot they were looking for there, but the defense gave it to him, and he knocked it down.
Wade against Dumars. Wade passes to Williams. Pass to Mourning. Good, and it's Williams who picks up the assist. And the Heat lead by 9.
Yeah, he's in such a great rhythm right now. Makes sense to get him the ball any way you can.
Yeah, when you have a guy playing like he has been recently, he's got to be the first option on every possession.
Here's Thomas. Following the basket by Alonzo Mourning. Thomas passes to Aguirre. It's Thomas on the wing. He's guarded by Williams. That one falls.
Now that's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
Yeah, it's certainly worth it to disrupt the offense. Coaches notice that extra effort.
Now here's Wade. And it's sent back by Wallace. Williams against Aguirre. Looks for Thomas, gets it to him. And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a three-point play chance here for him.
And that's right in his wheelhouse, looking to make an impact when it counts.
Well, you know this is when they lean on him, and he delivers with a much-needed score.
Payton, he's checked in for the Heat.
At the line for your Pistons, Thomas. Isaiah Thomas. One shot.
That free throw good from Thomas. Now Wade. Payton outside. Haslam dishes to Wade. Outside, Walker. Walker is screen on Thomas. Payton passes to Walker. From about 19 feet. Rebounded by Rick Mahorn.
Well, when they're playing off you, you have to make them pay. And he could.
Outside Thomas. Pass to Aguirre. Back to Thomas. And here is Wallace. He's guarded by Haslam. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for two.
First personal foul. Team second. At the line for your Pistons, Wallace. Ben Wallace. 2 shots.
And the first one drops. Wallace hits 2 free throws. Here's Payton. Pass to Mourning. Haslam inside. Wallace is there. The shot by Wade, wide open. And the 3-ball is good. Wade's got 11 points here in just the second half. Pistons trail by 5. It's Thomas on the wing. Defended by Payton. And it's Wallace slamming it down.
Those plays can make a difference in a game like this.
Well, you know it's going to fire up, Greg, everybody on that bench.
And guys, you cannot allow that in a close game. You have to make it harder than that.
And so it's Wade. He'll bring it up for the Heat. They've led by as much as 10. Pass to Mourning. Good ball movement here by the Heat. Wade outside. Now here's Walker. Shot clock at 5. And looks like the illegal pick was set. Yep, that's right. That'll get their attention.
And guys, point of emphasis for the league is to really crack down on illegal screens.
Yeah, and yet we still see it a lot. It's a tough thing to police.
And Miami making a change here. O'Neal's checked in. Now here's Thomas. To the paint. Here's Wallace. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. That's on Shaq. And a chance for just a second now to check out the scoring breakdown for the Heat.
Well, they've been absolutely on fire from deep. And until the defense offers more resistance, the coaches are going to keep encouraging them to let it fly.
Another place they've had the upper hand tonight is in transition. They've gotten a bunch of their points off the fast break.
That free throw, no good. And no good on the second free throw, so he goes 0 for 2 there. Miami leading by 3. Three-pointer, Wade. Rebound by the Pistons. Well, it's definitely within striking distance now.
Yeah, but they've got to make each possession count on both sides of the floor.
Wallace with the screen on Payton. It's Thomas on the wing. Covered by Payton. And Payton sends it back. Maguire against Walker. O'Neal sets the screen for Walker. Shoots from the right block. No good on the shot. A bit long that time.
Well, with his team leading, he might just want to put that one in his pocket next time.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
First personal foul. Team 4. At the line for your Pistons, Thomas. Isaiah Thomas. 2 shots.
That's good from Thomas. Both shots good from the stripe. And here's Walker. Pass to Wade. And he uses the glass on the layup. Wade's got 13 points here in the second half alone.
Yeah, and it's a difficult task to try and stop Wade inside. He plays a physical brand of basketball and has a variety of moves to choose from.
It's tipped and stolen by Payton. In transition, here comes Miami. And it's Wade. That time on the assist from Payton. 19 points for Wade.
Well, his offense is carrying them right now. And even with the defense keying on him, he's making great adjustments on the fly.
Here's Dumars. Pass to Aguirre. Dumars against Wade. Wallace inside. Second chance effort. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. That's on Shaq.
And really the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
Wallace. Wallace. 2 shots.
No good on that one.
And he has been grinding away to get himself to the line. It hasn't always turned into points, but he's doing a lot of the dirty work for them.
And the Pistons making a change here. Phillips is checked in. That one is no good.
I like this aggressive mentality he's adopted in the second half, doing everything he can to get to the line.
Now here's Payton. Walker finds Wade. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It's going to be on Joe Dumars.
And Wade selling that pump fake well. He's fantastic at getting defenders off their feet.
Wade, 2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw, no good. And he sinks the second. Pistons trail by 6. Mahorn a screen on Wade. Here's Dumars. Miami grabs the miss. Shaq's got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. Wade outside, inside. Ball's knocked loose, stolen by Dumars. And here comes the break. Here's Billups. Good, and it's Dumars picking up the assist. Dumars got 6 assists here tonight.
Playing with high energy, outworking the defense up the floor.
Yeah, the commitment to run is paying great dividends on the break.
The Heat leading by 4. 1:53 left in the fourth quarter. Outside, Payton. Wade surveying the D. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Miami no good on that time either. Pistons shooting at 44%. Pretty reasonable. Now here's Billups. To the middle. Here's Wallace. And it's Haslam with the rebound. Haslam's got rebound number 8 now on the night. Here's Wade. And the rebound goes to the Pistons. Wallace has got rebound number 19 now. Incredible board work.
Second personal foul. Penalty situation. At the line for Detroit, two shots.
He hits the first one, and that narrows the lead down to just 3. And Miami making a change here. Morning's checked in. And so he hits both.
And he's got such a smooth stroke, and it never changes, even in this kind of a high-pressure situation.
Payton against Billups. Now, here's Wade. He's guarded closely. Joe Dumars with the rebound. Smart, accurate passes, Greg, are really paying off for them at the moment.
And also good off-ball movement. Everyone is paying attention and looking to create the best shot for the team. Big-time basket at a big-time moment.
Yeah, don't you just love to see a player embrace that kind of pressure?
And timeout is called by Eric Spoelstra. Coach clearly feeling the necessity to regroup with so much at stake here. Check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
During that break, Eric Spoelstra had some words for his team. Now, with this game up for grabs, Coach told his guys to think positive. He said, "We know this game is ours, fellas. We've earned it. I need you to show me right now that you want this. When they get it done, we'll see. Guys."
Thanks, David. 43 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Here's Wade. Detroit with the rebound. They've led by as many as 14 points. It's Dumars on the wing. Wade is covered. The kick out to Billups. Outside Dumars. 5 on the clock. To the inside. Won't. No good.
And it's still a rare sight to see rebound numbers like the ones he's had tonight.
Well, it's all due to his energy and effort, as well as how well he's been able to get ideal positioning on the glass.
Had a foul to give there, but you'd rather not have it cost your team points.
He knocks down the clutch free throw. So he gets them both, and it's a 2-point ball game.
Ice in the veins right there. They're one stop away from winning this thing.
And timeout called by J.B. Bickerstaff. This is a huge moment, folks, in this game. And he wants to be prepared in terms of strategy here. Any thoughts?
And they've got plenty of time to get a basket.
No doubt, but they might have to draw up something that the defense isn't expecting.
Here's Billups. Over Payton. Missed. And so the big win by Miami in a tight game. And tonight, not just a regular season win, it also counts in the NBA Cup standing.
And if you look at the teams that advance in the Cup, you normally have to win this first game, so they're off to a strong start.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. With Stan Van Gundy, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching, folks, on 2K Sports. And as we leave, we present our player of the game.